All right, guys, welcome. It is the first Monday of March 2019, which is bananas. After this month, we're going to be 1/4 of the way through 2019, which is just so crazy. But I want to welcome you to our Team Liberate call. We have an awesome guest speaker on tonight, but before we get started with that, I'm just going to do a little bit of recognition. I just did our board for the end of February, and we have some serious lives changed here. So we have Maureen Tropiano, who was our coach of the week. So congrats to Maureen. And then at Success Club 5 Plus, we have myself, Christina, Kelsey, Erin, Randy, and Maureen. And then we had on the board was Kristen, Samantha Stone, Shayla, Cara, Megan, Ashley, Emily, and Nikki. So we have a lot of lives changed. It's the very beginning of March, so we have a lot of time ahead of us for March to continue changing some more lives. So I am going to just introduce our guest speaker really quickly. Her name is Daniela. Daniela, is it Gunther? Is that right? Okay. Daniela Gunther. So again, Daniela and I had connected on a Northeast leaders group, and we just kind of connected and wanted to share just, different things that we felt were our strong suits, and share those with our teams on, each other's teams calls. And so Daniela is here. She's been a coach for 3 years. She is now a 1-star qualifying, and qualifying means you have, once you rank advanced past diamond, so 1-star and above, you have to hold it for 6 weeks. So that's called a qualification period. So before you're technically a 1-star or a 2-star or a 3-star, you have to hold it for 6 weeks. It's just Beachbody's way of just making sure you're building a strong, solid foundation business. It's a lot harder than it sounds, especially when you're getting to 2 and above and you have somebody on either side and you really got to hold it. It can be a little stressful. So anybody who's a 1-star and above, it's a lot of work, and you don't take that lightly. So congrats to you. That's awesome. And you're pregnant, right? Yeah. So I'm sure she'll tell us a little bit more about her backstory. So I'm going to give it over to you, Daniela.
Awesome. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
I sound a little bit sleepy. Allergies are killing me, and I'm really tired too, but I'm really excited to be here with you guys tonight and just share kind of what is working for me and how I've been able to find just people since I started. Brooks was saying, yes, I'm pregnant. I have a 10-month-old girl, and we are expecting twin girls. So,
oh, my goodness.
Yes. So it's gonna be a handful, and I'm really excited to just really go elite this year. It feels right, and it feels like.
Wait, I have to know, when are you due? How?
I'm due in June. So hopefully
you're gonna have your hands full. But that's gonna be so fun to have 3 little girls so close in age.
Yeah. I know it's gonna be a little bit tough, but making it work.
And do you do Beachbody full time? Sorry, I'm totally interrupting. Did you Beachbody full time?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've been coaching full time since I was pregnant with my first. Okay. So that has been pretty cool. That was the goal since I started. I was a paralegal. I was working full time, and I went all in with coaching. I had no idea what Beachbody coaching was. But I saw my coach doing it, and the way that she was living and the freedom and everything and the hustle, I was like, I really want that. I don't know what I have to do, but I want that. So when I was pregnant and I was able to do it full time, and I was already a diamond coach, it felt like, okay, I did it, kind of, I'm doing it. So just to kind of give you guys a piece of advice before we even talk about anything, don't feel like diamond is the end goal. Diamond is when it really starts. You really open your business at that moment, and that's when you really have to hustle even a little bit more to really build a solid foundation for your business. So today, I think that was it, right?
Good intro. That works.
And I'm in Tampa, Florida. And that's it. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how I find people, how I build that relationship, and then how I kind of seal the deal. I'm not first I'm on my phone because we just moved on Friday to a new house. So we don't have Wi-Fi yet. But I'm not even like, Brooke had this amazing presentation and I freaking loved it. And my team was like, oh my gosh, she has a presentation, because I never do them. I just don't know. And I think that's the magic about this business. You can be however you are and you can make it work. Like, you're going to find your people and they're going to understand that you don't do presentations, that you always come up looking like a hot mess, or that you come up looking amazing. And
I mean, I appreciate it, but I have that one presentation and I use it over.
I know, but
so it's not like just so you know, I'm not that awesome.
So yeah, usually just like this, and what you see is what you get. So to first talk about how I find my people, 100% I do social media. Like, everything I've done has been through Instagram since the moment I started. Why? Because I'm not even from here. Like, I don't have that background that I can say, oh, my friends from high school or college or childhood. Like, everyone I know is from a different country, because I moved here in 2014. So all the family that I have, all the people that I have here is like my husband's family, who is also Venezuelan. So we're all not really from here. So not knowing enough people, or not like having really good friends from childhood is not really an excuse for you to say that you don't have people to contact. Social media gives you such a huge advantage in this business that if you're not putting yourself out there, you're just doing your business a disservice. So the way that I love finding people, at least when I started, because now I use Jumper just because I really don't have the time to put it, like, I have only 2 naps a day that I can work. So basically I'm running my business on 2 hours a day. And I don't want to spend more time on my phone, if I'm with my kid. But when I did have the time, I would go and specifically not even look into hashtags, but I would look into the search locations tab. So if you guys have never done that, it's just an amazing way, because you can find people from your area or cool places that you love to go, that you know that you're going to vibe with those people. Like, it's not like you're going to find like this random hashtag and you're going to come up with people from Russia or wherever, because I know that's a thing with social media. I have found amazing people and I love them, but sometimes they're like, oh, I'm in Australia. And I'm like, okay, you can't be on my team, I'm sorry. So that's a really cool way to find them. I always look into my favorite coffee shops, my favorite parks that I would go with my dog, the beach, what else? Yoga studios, favorite restaurants, places that I knew that people like me would go, because we all have different people. So that's a really cool way. So yeah, everyone I've found has been through social media. So always remember that, it doesn't really matter if you have friends and family that are watching you and maybe you feel a little bit self-conscious or shy about it. I would say don't try to run away from that and try to create like a different Instagram or Facebook, or just kind of do it, in a sneaky way. If you are in this all in, just go all in. Like, the people who love you will love what you're putting out there. And most likely, if you're feeling self-conscious, it's all in your head. Like, they're not even thinking about the things that you think that they're thinking. So just be genuine and real and share that you're passionate about something, and that's it. The second part would be like how I built that relationship. And honestly, I've always tried my best to talk to new people as if I already know them. So I would talk to you, if you're watching my story, I would talk to you and just chat. Like, I'm not gonna talk to someone that I don't feel like I can relate. You know what I mean? So that way it's a little bit easier for me, because I know in the beginning it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, but honestly, just use social media as if they're all your friends, like, because that's the magic I feel of Instagram. Like, people feel like they know you, and you feel like you know them even if you haven't, and even if you never will see them in person or whatever. It is a really cool place for you to find like-minded people. So I would say keep it casual. Don't go for the sale. If you're thinking about, like, okay, this person might need this, you're deciding for them. Like, you are judging them. So stop yourself and just make a conversation as you would with a regular friend. Don't go out thinking she needs to lose weight, or I don't think she'll be interested in this. You never know what someone is missing in their life. Maybe it's community and you don't even know. Maybe they are in an amazing shape and they go to the gym every day. They don't have friends, or maybe they want income, or the other way around. Maybe they really want to get in shape and they have amazing income and they don't want to be into, like, building another business. That's completely fine. But you will never know unless you build that relationship and then you move from there. The other thing is, don't force it. If you're talking to someone and they're not, like, giving, you're not feeling the vibe there, like, they're not really getting back to you with the same excitement or whatever, or not being nice, just don't force it. It's Instagram. You can just close the conversation and that's it. Move on. Then the third thing that I do to kind of seal the deal is, when I invite them, again, I go back to being very, like, casual. Don't make it about you. It's more like sharing the excitement about a group, always having a sense of urgency, because you're always going to have, and I'll touch base on this at the end, but always have a place to invite them and a date. So always plan your months so that you know when is your next challenge group, when is your next inside scoop, or I call it inside scoop, but your next, like, coaching sneak peek. So that way you have something to talk about when you're talking about, or when you're about to invite people. So let's say you're building that relationship with someone. For me, sometimes I know that it felt super weird if I already started that conversation and it felt like, okay, how do I invite them now? Because we've been talking about other stuff and I don't know what to say now. And I know that happens to a lot of my coaches. And I think it's just getting over yourself and just saying, like, you know what? I am doing this group right now and I'm actually, like, working on it. And I thought of you. And I remember that I didn't mention it when we were chatting. So let me know if you're interested in knowing more. And I will be, like, super stoked to tell you more. So that's it. Just, like, opening the door for them to say, yes, tell me a little bit more, instead of just, like, word vomiting everything, like, join my challenge group. Because then you're probably, if they're not, like, really into the conversation, they will not respond. Because they'll be like, oh, she was talking to me just to make that sale. But if you really keep it casual, and I think the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And the more it's kind of, like, ingrained in your brain that you're just chatting with people. This is a people's business. So you always have to just keep the conversation casual, as if you were talking in real person. That's how I see it. Let's see. Okay. My sign-up process, it's actually super simple. I used to do it through email for a long time. I used Streak. I used MailChimp, all these things. And now I don't, since I was, like, 36 weeks, I think, and I was moving cross country from California to Florida. And I just couldn't do it. Like, I was so behind on emails. Sometimes when I would answer, it was, like, 5 days late and people were already, like, losing interest, because, you have to, like, keep the excitement going and get them right there. So I was like, okay, this is not working. Let me just talk to people through text or even get on the phone to see what happens. What happened was that was one of my best months, because I was chatting with people and it was so personable and they could feel my excitement, especially because if I do it through text and they have iPhone, I could just send them a voice note explaining what the challenge group was and then ask them questions. So this is the way that I do it. I always ask, what do you do? Because I love knowing what my clients do every day so that we can set realistic goals. Where would you fit a 20 to 40 minute workout during your day? So that way we can set expectations for the person. What do you eat? Give me examples. And where would you like to see yourself in 30 to 60 days? So those were like my 4 questions. And to this day, so that it's been like a year. That's what I've been doing. And that has been working wonders for me. So after the person responds all those questions, I would go ahead and just send them like a little template that I have for me and my team, explaining the challenge pack. And I usually just send them 2, the bigger pack and maybe just the 160 pack, the annual bod. And I would just go ahead and say, listen, these are the 2 challenge packs that I recommend. Just really depends on the amount of money that you want to invest in this journey. And let me know what you think. Everything is laid out in the little template. I can share it with you, Brooke, if you want to see those. But it's super simple. It just basically explains, like, you get annual Beachbody On Demand membership, 1 month of Shakeology, or performance line, portion controls, and stuff like that. Generally, the answer is yes or no. So it's super simple. I don't have to follow up. I don't do follow-ups. I know I'm missing some money there from people that would, like, get back to me later on. But I got this idea from not doing follow-ups and doing the text and everything from a book called The Prosperous Coach. I don't remember who is the author, but it's a super quick book to listen to. I downloaded it on Audible, and it really changed my mindset. So if you're feeling kind of weirded out or afraid about the money part, about how to explain things without scaring people off because you're word vomiting, listen to that book, because it was really, really, I think it created a shift in my business. And it's because the way that I explain things, and it's kind of like, this is what I have to offer. If you want in, awesome. If not, that's okay. And that's it. So with the text, it really allows me to seal the deal in that way. I send the challenge back after they answer the questions. And I usually just say, let me know if you have questions or if you're ready to sign up. And that's it. And that literally, bless you, translates into the share cart. And the way that I do the share cart now is I tell them to let me know when they have 10 minutes to do the sign up. I don't like sending the email unless I don't have time. I don't like sending the email and just like letting it float for days. I like for them to be like, okay, I'm in front of my computer. Like, what do I do? And then I send the share card from my phone, and that's it. Okay. So that's kind of like I feel like I'm speeding through this and I'm running out of air because, twins. But I think it was just important to mention that you have to be as present behind the scenes as you are as present publicly. Like, if you're posting daily but you're not talking to anyone, you're not really going to go anywhere, in my opinion. And if you're doing all the talk behind the scenes but they're not seeing you, like posting, doing your workout, drinking your Shakeology, and there's no proof. They're like, okay, she's telling me all of this, but when is she doing it? Like, where's her like work? And what is she doing? So it has to be equal. And the other thing is be interested and also be interesting. So if you're posting and you're never replying to comments, if you're posting always asking for something to people, you know, like sign up, but you're not interested in them, like what your people need, what they want to see, what they like about, you know, your page or you, the way that you interact with them. I think that is really important to keep in mind. And then the other thing is just be consistent without making it weird. And that is when it comes to the inviting, you know, I like to call myself the queen of called invites, because that's literally how I built my business. So I've had people that I've invited. If you keep watching my stories and I invite you and you don't respond to me, I will go ahead and invite you again. I don't care. And I will make it funny and I will say, I know you're still watching. So I haven't heard from you that you're not interested. So unless you do, I'm going to continue to invite you. And most of the time when I say that, they're like, oh my God, it's so funny. Yeah, I love watching your stories, but I'm just not interested. And then I start building a relationship without making it weird or trying to like create a sale out of that. Because that usually honestly translates to one on its own, like super organic. You don't have to force it. But you're just really always knocking on their door. And the fact that they are watching your stories, loving on your posts, it's like an open invite for you to invite them, if that even makes sense. Because your Instagram should be the storefront of your business. Like people should go in there and know that you have something that you can do for them more than the other way around. And that's it. Make sense?
Makes total sense. Love it. I love doing these calls because it's like, you know, some of the stuff you say is, well, you know, we have different levels of coaches. Like we have new coaches on here, we have veteran coaches. So for us veteran coaches, it feels like, you know, we know a lot of the things, but then we have, you know, a guest speaker and you say like these little tidbits and it's like a total like light bulb moment, like texting instead of going through. I cannot do email either. Like email is the vein of my existence. I can't do it. So I'm always like doing messenger and stuff, but texting just seems like a little bit more personal. So I love that you said that. I'm definitely going to check out that book because that sounds like an awesome idea. And then using a visual too. I feel like I've heard this from a bunch of people, but it's never really kind of clicked until just now. Like instead of just like word vomiting everything that comes with the challenge pack, which is what I do, maybe shortening that a little bit and then supplementing with like a visual too. So it's like not overwhelming. I don't know. Because I'm a visual person, so I bet that would help me, like if I was on the other end.
And honestly, you don't have to like copy and paste or rewrite the entire text every time you're talking to someone.
Right.
Because I usually go on an inviting spree, and then I have like 10 people to text. So I'm like, okay, let's organize, you know, what are we going to do? Who are we going to text first? So I do my list and then go one by one, asking the same questions in the same block. Let me know when it's a good time to chat and answer these questions. And I send them in the first text. When they answer, then I go ahead and send that visual if they gave me like enough info. If not, I will dig a little deeper.
Right.
Send that visual. And I love when they have iPhone because I can really send a voice note, kind of like giving an overview of that visual.
And then they can hear your excitement too.
Yeah, and they can hear my excitement. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be perfect because you told me that you don't eat breakfast or you don't have time to cook. Mm-hmm. You're going to have your Shaco and, you know, all these things. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like people really love it. It's just personal.
Right.
And quicker and faster.
I love the idea too about like sending the share cart when they're like there. Like, let me know when you have 5 minutes to sign up because
it's literally that fast.
Yeah. Because otherwise
just put it off.
I love it. Like, that seems so, like, obvious, but I've never thought about that before. You know?
I started doing that recently, like this month, because
yeah.
I think in January I had like 3 people ghosted me after the share card, and I'm like, this is not happening again. I don't like this. Let's fix it.
Yeah.
Which I think it's cool. And this business, you can always find better ways to work your business.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel like if everyone's doing this, you have to do this. You can always find a way, like maybe do a group chat with your clients instead of challenge groups, or instead of the Facebook group, you can do the challenge track, like whatever feels best for you and for your clients.
Right.
You always have to know like what is working for them more than for you.
Mm-hmm.
So don't like stand in your own way, because a lot of people just like prefer the challenge group, so adapt to what they want, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys have any questions? Any feedback or any thoughts? Any follow-up questions? No. Well, I will.
I have a question. Sorry.
Sure. Go for it.
Oh, I guess hold on. What was the books you said that you read? I didn't hear the title.
The Prosperous Coach.
Okay.
And it's like, it has like green fonts and I think like a little bird or something. I found it on Audible and it was really short, but good. Like everything it said, it was on point. And it's a different like view on business and coaching. Very different than the Get Over Your Damn Self. Like I listened to Get Over Your Damn Self and I liked it. It really like fired me up. But at the same time, I was like, I don't have time to do all these things. Like I really don't. And then I listened to the Prosperous Coach and I was like, I like this. And he says like, needy is creepy. So like whenever you're going to do a follow-up, if you feel needy, that's what I always tell my coaches, don't do it. Like if you feel like you're genuinely following up because you really want to help this person and not because of the sale, you do the follow-up. But if you're feeling needy because you need successful points, step away. Don't do it. And I think that's really important, the energy that comes like behind that follow-up. Mm-hmm. Because people can feel it and you never want them to feel like, oh, it's the end of the month. Because some people do know like how Beachbody works.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we will let you go, Daniela, because you have a lot going on. I can't believe you just moved, you're pregnant, you have a baby, life's busy, but you're showing up for your business.
I am. I don't know how.
Pockets of time, right?
Literally. Like, that's all I do.
That's all you need. Yeah. So, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. And you guys, I will post the recording as soon as possible. Oh, let's take a picture. Even though I look like crap, but let's take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. All right, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Talk to you later.